Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's episode, I'm just going to give you my current thoughts on Bitcoin and the crypto market. So whatever I say in this video should not be considered financial advice, and I'd advise you to do your own research before you buy any cryptocurrency. So let's just dive straight into the Bitcoin price. So as you can see here from the chart, I did draw this head and shoulders pattern. Now I did point this out on my previous video that I released on Monday. So this is a bearish pattern, and we are seeing a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market, and I'll go through it all in this video. So lo and behold, Bitcoin is actually up 1% on the day, but still is showing some weakness. And I believe that we will see continued downside for Bitcoin in the immediate to short term. So we did see this yesterday from the DOJ. So it's now cleared to sell 6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin from seized Silk Road assets. So this is obviously creating a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market. We have to pay close attention to this, especially with all these headlines. It is going to cause a lot of people to sell off their risk on assets. So if we go back to the Bitcoin chart here, we can see that we do have this CME gap as well here, roughly about 80K to 77K. Now, in my opinion, over the next few weeks, we may see the Bitcoin price come back and close the CME gap. So from current price action, this would be another 16% drop in Bitcoin. So just be cognizant this actually may happen. Now, in my opinion, this is quite normal in a bull market. We do see plenty of pullbacks. Usually 30% pullbacks are very, very normal in a bull market. So if we just go from peak down to the end of this CME gap, that's roughly about a 28% drop in the Bitcoin's price. This is very, very normal in a bull market. So we've seen this happen numerous times in the previous bull market. And in my opinion, this would be very, very healthy because it allows new buyers come into the market. As well, it will also bring down the Bitcoin dominance chart. So currently, we are seeing the Bitcoin dominance coming in at 58%. Now, I believe the top is in for the Bitcoin dominance, and it's now putting in a lower low and a lower high. So I do suspect that this will continue to roll over. So this may bode well for the altcoins. So this is the total 2 chart. It's the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. So it's currently up 1% today. Now just be wary, if we do see a sharp sell-off in Bitcoin, obviously it's going to bring down the whole market with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do come back to test this support here at $1.27 trillion for the total 2. Now I did highlight this in my previous video. This is very seasonal for January. So January is not the best month for Bitcoin. And I obviously pointed this out in my previous video, this tweet here from Benjamin Cowan. So he did say the last 2 cycles, BTC got a correction in January of the post-halving year. Probably worthwhile to be mentally prepared for that outcome. So would correspond to January 2025. So if we go back to January of 2024, we also seen a pullback into the Bitcoin's price. So it peaked out here on the 11th of January, and then we did see a pullback of over 21%. And then it took Bitcoin 32 days before it reclaimed its all-time high. So in my opinion, I believe that we still have more downside for Bitcoin, and it probably will take at least a month before we reclaim all-time highs again. We also see some huge sell-off in the Bitcoin ETF flow yesterday. So there was over $568 million sold out of the Bitcoin ETF. So the crypto fear and greed index it's now showing neutral, but only a few hours ago it was showing greed at 69. Now I believe that this will even come down even lower and probably will eventually go into fear. Some of the headwinds we have is the CPI data, which is coming out next Wednesday. So this tracks inflation year on year and month on month. And a lot of people are extremely worried about inflation and that we might fall into a recession. So as we can see here, the US Treasury yields rose Wednesday with the 10-year yield hitting an 8-month high of 4.73%, driven by strong economic data and inflation concerns. So most of last year, we had an inverted yield curve. So this is where the 10-year yield is lower than short-term yields. And once this becomes uninverted, and that usually is a strong signal that the economy is going to fall into a recession. So we also have the Trump's inauguration coming in on the 20th of January. So that's only literally about 10 days away. So I'm sure a lot of investors will be de-risking coming up to this event. And some people are actually worried for Donald Trump's safety. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. So that's why I am trading with caution and expecting some more downside out of Bitcoin. But I did see this tweet here from Julian. Trump's interest rates are far too high. The last time Trump said something was too high, it was the dollar back in January of 2017, just days before his inauguration. Here's what he said. Our companies can't compete with them now because our currency is too strong and it's killing us. Last year, he also called recent strength a tremendous burden on the US businesses. Trump understands the impact of the strong dollar, and the same logic applies to interest rates. These suppress exports, hurt corporate earnings, and slow economic growth. What happened next? Well, the dollar began a significant decline, setting the stage for one of the most pivotal macro moves we've seen in years, triggering a melt-up in risk assets. Deja vu? I think so. Let's see how it plays out. So if we just go to the DXY, so this is the US dollar index, and we can see it's coming in at 109. So this hasn't been at this level since November 2022. Now, why is this important for the crypto market? Well, usually the US dollar works as an inverse correlation to risk assets. So as the US dollar is moving upwards, usually money is coming out of risk on assets. So Donald Trump has stated that the US dollar is too strong. So I'm sure when he comes into power, he will do everything in his power to weaken the dollar. So as the DXY then comes down, that would bode well for risk on assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So overall, we have a choppy few weeks ahead of us, in my opinion. And I would not be surprised if we see Bitcoin come down, close that CME gap at 77K. If we do see some sharp sell-offs in Bitcoin, this was definitely going to affect the altcoins. But in my opinion, we will start to see some strength in some strong altcoins. And if this happens, we will see the Bitcoin dominance chart to come down even lower, which may bode well for some altcoins. But all in all, I'm just sitting comfy in spot. I'm not over trading. I'm just going to wait it out. But overall, I'm prepared for this. If you watched some of my videos back before Christmas, I did say that I was sitting in 10% cash, waiting for this dip. But overall, I'm not worried. I do suspect that 2025 will be a great year for cryptocurrency. So historically speaking, the year after the halving is usually the best year of the bull market. And it's the very first year in history where we have a bullish administration in the United States towards cryptocurrency, with them even talking about creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So there you have it, folks. That is your video. I hope you got value out of this one. If you did, please go down, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.